All right, this is a simple and fast review of the COZYPET remote dog training collar. This is going to come in to play for anybody that's trying to train a puppy or a regular dog, just on any kind of conditions, meaning that if it's raining, it's at the beach. These things are waterproof, so they're really spectacular. Come in a variety of training modes that we'll break down in a few minutes, but let's get into it. All right, so as we open this up and start to go over it, obviously there's going to be a training manual here for you to go through. I am horrendous at reading instructions, so if I make mistakes during this review, please forgive me. But really what we're going to focus on here is the remote control to start with. The beauty of this thing is not only just the overall range that this thing provides, because it's a pretty solid antenna and remote, but also the response time, because sometimes when you get the dog pretty far away, you click a button and it might be a little bit of a hesitation before there's any activity. So the distance and the response time are really critical when it comes to this. The other key components to this are going to be the length of time that this thing is charged for. So basically, when you're using it, about 9 to 10 days. The remote will last a little bit longer, but this will be good for about 9 to 10 days. And there's multiple functions that we'll get into here as far as training modes, whether you're using the direct metal on the dog, or if you're going to put a piece of rubber in there in between to kind of help with the training process. And of course, all the appropriate pieces here as far as charging capabilities and everything that you'll need. So as always, read the instructions to make sure that you're going through this properly. You will need to adjust the collar specific to your puppy or your dog. Just make sure you're doing that properly. And then of course, make sure that you're checking the dog's neck in the area where you're using this. If you are using the shock functions, you want to make sure that you are checking the neck and making sure that you're not harming the dog. We got to make sure we take care of our dogs. So we'll have a couple different multiple functions as far as the training process, and that's obviously important, as well as the waterproof capabilities are big. All right, so going over the remote real quick, we have the beep function is on the top, the vibration function is in the middle, and then of course the static simulation, the shock, will be on the bottom. Turning it to the side, you'll have the on-off function. Simply just turn it on, and then you'll see multiple channels, so you'll just go up and down. Hopefully you can see this, to cycle through channels. If you have multiple ones of these, or multiple different brands, and you need to use a different channel, that's always important. And then of course, just kind of channel selecting is just going to hit that center button, and then finally you'll have the wrist strap for the remote. So we mentioned the charging collar, the receiving collar, the charging cable here, and then of course what we're going to have is the contact spring sheet. We're going to have kind of our contact points and our silicone caps in here, and then a test light tool. So if you do feel like testing it just to see how it's operating, this will show it. All right, so on the actual collar, you'll see an entry point. To put in the your pieces here. It says charging 5 volts as that you can see there, and then of course the power button. So the power button you're going to have to turn on, and hopefully it is on, and we'll test it real quick. So there's the vibrate. Maybe I need to hold this on, or maybe it just needs to be charged, which I have yet to do. So let's get a charge, because I haven't done that, and so that's a great opportunity to show you where it's going to charge. You're just going to pull this up, and that's going to be your USB-C charger. And the charging position for the remote is right on the side there. All right, so real quick, it's a one connection USB charger, so I can charge 2 devices all at once. And as you can see, you'll see a red light here showing that's charging, and a red light there showing that's charging. Okay, so once it's charged up, you'll go back to this power button that we talked about earlier, and you're just going to press it once, and it should turn green and vibrate a little bit to show that it's on. And if I need to turn it off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that button down for 2 seconds. and you'll hear it vibrate twice, and the red should go off, or red light should go on and should show that it's off. So let's turn it back on and turn the remote on, and let's test this thing out. So you can hear the beep, and if I need to change the levels, maybe I can't, maybe the sound is the same, but the vibration I know is going to vibrate, and I can change the level of vibration here. So it's a length of vibration, and so again, what we would want to do is, if we were going to use the shock portion, we would have our pieces in, and again, we would just be using different levels here. Oops, can't see it, sorry. And we would just be, sending our signal there. But we're going to be using the vibrate here, and so again, we have 1 through 8. 8's going to be a longer few seconds, and obviously, something like that is going to be a little bit shorter. So hopefully you can see the numbers here. I'm not sure if you can tell from my view of the phone recording. So we'll put it on my dog, and we're going to just test it out for the sound and the vibration. All right, so we have my little puppy here, and as you can see, it's going to be blinking when it shows that it's on, and you'll have to adjust the sizing as you need it, but my little puppy's a good puppy, so we're going to take him outside real quick, and let's just see if he responds. Now, the distance that this thing can run is equivalent to almost 7 football fields. It's about 2,000 feet, which is like 666 yards. So really great distance. So let's go test it out. All right. So typically what you're going to find is that you'll want to make a command, and then hit your button, your vibrate, or your sound. So basically, I'm just going to say Jedi, and he heard it, and we're going to hit the vibrate. And you'll see how he's reacting. He doesn't know what the heck to do. He's a little confused. So that's how it works, and hopefully this review helps, and helps you train your puppy.